Welcome back to the Lanterne Rouge Cycling Podcast, the recap of Stage 2 of La Vuelta, España, but we are in, well, the Principality of Monaco and going to Manosque, so we have to make our way all the way from French Riviera near the Italian border just about. We have to head west through Provence and we finish in Manosque. Long stage, 213 kilometers long. I said it was 202 Ks, but with neutral it's like 210, and hilly. Very hilly, 3,000 meters elevation gain. Most of that is in the first two-thirds of the stage, and then there's no categorized climbs in the last 40 kilometers. The finish is quite tricky. There's 4Ks. They get into Manosque. They take a right-hander with 3Ks to go or so, do a big loop of the church, then and it's up, and then they go down, and then it kicks up again, and all the changes in gradients is out of a corner. So it is quite a tricky finish. And then they do another big loop for the last 1,500 meters before a draggy 4% uphill sprint to the finish in Manosque, which Mads Pedersen's won a couple of times. This episode is brought to you by Morton. I was smashing Morton gels today. I was flying in the mountains, actually, just quietly. I did fall. You know where I fell?
Aye.
So I'm running down technical stuff, loose rocks, wet rock. As I get onto the road to traverse just a road, I just literally just fall. And I've not seen any humans.
The footpath or
no, just a fully recently tarmacked because the Vuelta's coming down it.
So over air.
Road. I have no idea what happened. Like full sniper in the trees, bang, down. Nearly collarboned myself. I felt it move around. I hadn't seen a human for 2 hours. Just some javelins. I didn't see a human for 2 hours. There's two people just standing 100 meters away, just looking at me like I've just come out of the woods, bang, onto the tarmac, and I've got up and I'm like, I can't. I gotta go.
Falling over like a zombie out of the woods.
Yeah, what the fuck is going on?
They thought they were in a movie.
Embarrassing scenes. Not Morton's fault. Listen, I had plenty of carbohydrates. It wasn't Morton's fault.
Ad.
Great. That's not the ad. That's the prelude. Anyway, the favorite for the stage was Mads Pedersen. But the favorite...
Really?
But yes, but the team with the favoritism was Visma bike.
There's no... The Pedersen being the favorite before the stage is already a mistake, in my opinion. He was a rider that can win the stage, but we said literally yesterday, and I, to be honest, on the pre-race podcast, I may or may not have gone overboard by picking a certain rider in Matthew Brennan for 7 stages. Slight exaggeration, maybe. But with a lead out of Laporte, Wout van Aert, he should always be the favorite on today's stage. The only question there is, are they going to go 100% for Brennan? Because Wout before the stage started on 9 seconds, which is technically possible to go in the breakaway. Sorry, not to go in the breakaway. To take bonus seconds 10 at the finish line. If Pogačar does not podium, then Wout on paper takes the red jersey. But another man had a different idea, Patrick. Ethan Hayter, who came second yesterday. He's been...
Yeah, asterisk, yeah.
Are you still not over the fact that the time turned red in your head?
I just want to know how many mils of liquid was in Pog's bidon. That's all I want to know. I analyzed it on Instagram in great detail. It was incredible. Like Pogačar was telling España to go back and forth to fill then unfill the bidon. So yeah, I mean, for me, when it's 50-50 like it was, because the bar went red and green, it was 50-50, then I'll go Hayter.
So, to be clear, Ethan came second yesterday. Don't listen to this man. So, he's been rethinking the time trial all night, probably awake every second of the night, and thought to himself suddenly, light bulb above his head. Light bulb. He thought to himself, okay, there's an intermediate sprint, not just with points, but with bonus seconds in today's stage. 6-4-2. And Ethan Hayter went into the breakaway together with Koen Bouwman, Diego Uriarte, and Sinhoe Fernandez. Is Uriarte the guy that won a .pro stage victory and is rumored to go to Movistar?
He won like
maybe last year?
Valencia or Andalusia breakaway. I think there was someone else in that breakaway. Maybe Seb Berwick.
And I swear he did relatively okay the year before he won
He's
that
a decent
random
rider.
stage.
He's a decent rider. Yeah, Hayter's in the break to take bonies. It's admirable. Good on him for going for it. You know, I'd be depressed after what happened yesterday, but he picks himself up. I would be. You would be. Like, it'd be losing by that small of a margin. And he picks himself
I'd
back
never
up.
get into position of finishing second on the Vuelta stage, but that to decide, I agree.
Yeah. So good on him. He gets in the break. Probably not the ideal for Visma. Visma starts a relay. Trekker helping for the stage win. And yeah, they pull with Mosca. Kreiswijk and Mosca relaying. The gap was gradually being brought down. Then it gets to like 17 seconds. Did anything else happen in the interim? I got to, be honest, I was in the mountains. Did anything happen before the intermediate sprint?
Oh, you were not in the mountains the entire afternoon. 90% of the day you spend on the asphalt waiting for someone to pick you up. That's the reality of the situation.
Nah, I got great availability. I don't have these porous bones like these riders. I never broke a bone cycling. I hit a bridge. I fell 2 meters. I didn't break anything.
What happened to your back?
It was a spinal compression.
Are we really doing semantics now?
The spinal compression, which left me with lasting neurological problems. But I didn't break. I didn't break anything. So anyway, there's nothing that happens. Hayter's doing a good job, and it gets really close. Armirel starts pulling. I'm back seated on the couch, and Ethan Hayter ducks off 13Ks to the IS. It's hilly terrain. And I'm like, they're not going to catch him. He's now going to do a 15-minute TT against a rider who also Visma need for the final.
Yep.
And they don't even get close to bringing him back. Pretty scary intermediate sprint. I have to say it was literally in the middle of a descent. Like, incredible placement of the intermediate sprint. Hayter takes the 6 seconds, not 3.
6, correct.
6:42. So he takes 6 seconds. Laporte leads out Van Aert, and Van Aert takes the 4 seconds. So Van Aert can still take red. I didn't think by the way, I never thought bringing back Hayter was necessary.
Okay.
Like
for the stage, you mean?
For red jersey. He was always gonna lose time.
Yeah, it's also because Hayter is the kind of rider where he's got a very clear weakness. And that weakness is not time trial, etc. Is the fact that him fighting within the bunch never goes well, to the point that he usually doesn't. He sits at the back of the peloton all the time. And back in the day, he was 2021. We can't compare with
he'd be a favorite for this stage.
Hayter. For sure. He'd be one of the names we put on the list. And the ironic thing is that I'll get to it later. The Hayter comparison with the winner of today's stage. We'll get to it later.
But indeed, the finish, it's not just a sprint finish where you roll in then behind. It's left, right, up, kicker, and then the finish is uphill. So there we bring back time gaps. There'll be some gaps.
What did you think about intermediate sprint happening? Hayter 6 seconds, about 4 seconds, etc. Pedersen not fighting for the points there.
Didn't go for it.
But more importantly, Pog takes 0 seconds, but then after the intermediate sprint does like a subtle attack that we usually sometimes see during an intermediate sprint, that someone is in the wheels and tries to get a group away. Did you see something in that? A dream?
You're trying to bait me here. I can't be a hater for 3 weeks. He just wants to be on the Velon Instagram post an hour and a half from the finish. That is why he's doing it. Okay, we're done with it. That's why I did it. It's nothing serious.
But after that,
he has to aura farm.
After that, UAE does start helping Visma.
Yeah.
I think maybe Novak. I'm not completely sure, to be honest. I wasn't necessarily looking that closely at who was pacing in the peloton. Hayter gets caught, goes into a shit position at the back of the peloton with a quick step rider next to him. He ends up moving up again in the last 7 kilometers, but never really succeeds in doing that. But we're at the last 5K now, Patrick. It's also a bit of a whirlwind getting into the last kilometer, by the way. And I would say that the start of the final climb, that right-hand corner that happened where we saw an attack today, reminded me a lot of the Godu corner in last year's Vuelta.
Yeah, that was a hairpin in the Ceres finish. Also similar gradients, then kicking up a little bit. And indeed, you see Laporte's kind of guiding Van Aert and Brennan. Van Aert's moving himself up. There's Romele in the mix. And as I said, this was a proper kicker. It was dead turn 400 meters, 7.5%, and then you turn right again on top. It's not like that's a proper classics kicker that we even saw in Leuven today, similar to those climbs in the finish there. And Van Aert goes full gas, perhaps inspired or still with the bicarb effect of yesterday. In the TT yesterday, so many of the riders in the peloton would be using Morton bicarb. The bicarb system is designed specifically for high intensity efforts, right when you're riding up against the limit and accumulating acidity in the legs, which can restrict performance. And importantly, lactate isn't necessarily the enemy, of during hard exercise. Lactate, as the rumors seem to be from the Tour de France, can be used as a fuel source in theory. The problem is actually the increase in acidity that comes with all-out efforts, and sodium bicarbonate can help counteract that rise in acidity. The problem has been when you just take sodium bicarb, the thing in your kitchen cupboard, you get stomach discomfort. You might poop yourself if you just do that, especially during high-intensity efforts. Whereas Morton's approach uses the same hydrogel technology that's in its gels and drink mixes. It encapsulates the bicarbonate, carries through the stomach, and then you are much less likely to have those gastrointestinal issues from using bicarb. So all the benefit, much less likelihood of any drawbacks. And for the Vuelta, Morton has also given LRCP listeners 15% off eligible products across the rest of the Morton range with code LRCP Vuelta 26 at morton.com until 15 September. Okay, the Van Aert goes. He kicks on the left-hand side, seems to take a few of the riders by surprise. Pog goes after him, which is not a surprise.
Go ahead.
I think Van Aert said afterwards he had a little gap, but not a big one, so he waited for Pog.
Okay.
Maybe expecting him to relay. I
would expect him to relay.
I thought he would relay, yeah. That maximizes stage win chance.
If you're hypothetically Tadej Pogačar, I know it's very difficult for you to project yourself into being Tadej Pogačar, but...
Inside the mind of Tadej Pogačar.
Okay. You have the red jersey. The way to keep the red jersey is to drop Hater, first of all, because technically, virtually, Hater is now ahead after the intermediate sprint. Wout van Aert is your competitor directly for the red jersey at this finish, because he's within 10 seconds of you, actually closer because he took 4 seconds at the intermediate sprint, so he's now on 5.3 seconds.
But if you finish second to him, you still on the same time in the wheel, you still keep red.
That is correct.
By a second.
But if you don't relay, you can't guarantee your second place in his wheel and don't keep the red jersey. Now, I don't think Pogačar really will lose sleep over the fact of whether he has red at the end of today or not. I think he will lose sleep over whether he has red within 3 weeks. So that's the overwhelming aspect here. But even for the stage victory, he has a bigger chance to win the race from a 2-man group or actually 3-man group, because an Astana rider started closing him, right?
Yeah, let's not give too many props to him. I quite like Romele. He did a good TT. He might have he could have taken red. Didn't he do a really good TT yesterday?
Correct, was top 10, 9th, 11th?
Yeah. So I think it was Romele, because that's a typical Turnison move, but he was in Renewy.
Told you, punchers yesterday. All punchers except Tarling.
Romele is not a puncher.
But Romele was punching against Burgodo in the Tour of Istanbul or Antalya 2 years ago in the younger classification. He's a puncher at heart, Patrick. Real Romele stands would know.
Being a puncher is more of it's a mentality.
What the fuck does that mean?
It's a mentality. Being a puncher, like, I'm gonna punch. I'm gonna give it a go. Like Louis Barret is a puncher. Alaphilippe was a puncher. Burgodo is a puncher. Maybe Romele in your mind
was a puncher.
Is a puncher, but Pog doesn't relay. He's a small champion, not a big champion. And the Van Aert then said afterwards, well, I thought to myself, I got the Brennan trump card behind. And so we see Laporte and Brennan sitting basically on third wheel, marking all the guys trying to bring back Van Aert, Pogačar, and Romele. I think there was a Jayco.
Yeah.
Which Jayco was it?
I'll be honest, I didn't check. I'd be curious to know.
Covey was trying to bring them back. And then there was Finn Fisher-Black. And so there was also Pedersen. I think NSN originally tried to respond, but they couldn't. And then Finn Fisher-Black goes for a long ranger. Laporte's done. And so much like the Sterling finish that he won, that we all watched Stage 6 Tour Down Under this year, which is a similar finish, Brennan just uses Fisher-Black as the lead out. I think Fisher-Black also, like, when you're a GC rider, you just continue your effort in the hope of a split, which there were actually splits, or some bonies for coming third. He goes long. Pedersen starts to sprint next to Brennan, and then Brennan just opens up the taps and wins, I would say, pretty convincingly.
With utter ease, the first of his 7 stage victories in this Vuelta, Patrick. Matthew Brennan is going to rock up and win 7 of them. Slight exaggeration. That said, Matthew Brennan started off this year winning Kuurne-België-Kuurne, Stage Tour Down Under. Honestly, he was the guy that was knocking on, can we call him a top sprinter in the next 2 years? On that door, so to say. It's very difficult because these are versatile sprints. We'll also see how good he does on the flat sprints against the competition here. It's also not the biggest competition in the world in this race, but then he was sick during MSR, missed MSR, and half of the people were like, this Brennan character overhyped shit. I'm sorry, that's just not the case. He's a super talent, and the second I saw him at the start of the year focusing on this Vuelta, I expected multiple stage victories, partially because the Vuelta usually has a lighter sprint field as well, which that helps, but also because I think Matthew Brennan is one of the... I'm trying to think.
I got a hot take.
I was going to give a hot take. I think he's the best versatile sprinter in the world, but I'm trying to think through my head where I fucked up and forgot someone.
Axel Philipsen, pretty good in Renewy Tour this
Brennan
week.
is way more versatile.
I think he's the fastest man in the world.
Tim Merlier's like, what? Well, to be fair, Merlier in the last week wasn't at his best.
A recency bias, Renewy. Tim wasn't that quick.
You're saying that Brennan in the last week of racing is the fastest
Brennan
rider
today was the fastest man in the world.
Just today.
Yeah. I was listening to Rod McEwen on comms and I was like nodding because I agree with it. I was like, with sprinters, it's like, yeah, I'm the fastest today. Sprinters just changes based on recency bias.
I think he's the best versatile sprinter in the world.
Would you classify Magnier as a versatile sprinter?
Yeah.
Because Pedersen almost is...
No, because Brennan would get over the Aular hills at the Giro.
Like
the first Aular stage.
The one Narvaez won?
One where Magnier just got dropped.
Oh, yeah.
Was that the first? I didn't even know.
I don't know, but then... Whereas Pedersen's almost swung too far to he's a classic specialist. That
super versatile.
That can sprint pendulum, yeah.
But 1v1, Brennan would beat Pedersen, let's say 7 times out of 10, 8 times out of 10.
I do think it helped that the final of this stage, Hayter got caught and they were walking for half an hour. I think that wasn't good for Pog and Pedersen. They probably wanted a harder race all the way to the line. But yeah, Brennan wins ahead of Paul Mikel. Great result for the Spanish rider on
Holy
Bahrain
crap,
Victorious.
That's great.
Pogačar comes third because Pedersen stops. He narrowly beats Pedersen for third. Takes 4
and that's important.
Seconds. Yeah.
Because if Pedersen keeps sprinting, I don't know if he stopped sprinting because of the stage or whether he was fucked. Yeah, I'd have to rewatch the clip. But if Pogačar doesn't come third, he loses red, right?
No.
No, I'm inventing that. No. You're right. Heater was gone, so...
Yeah, so...
I thought he was still like within a region.
Pedersen 4th, Hofstadter 5th, Johannesson 6th, Fisher-Black 7th, Laurence 8th, Only 9th, Aular 10th, and we have gaps, #BringBackGaps, and there's a split. They draw the line under Carlos Rodriguez, noted puncher, and 18 seconds, 1-8. That's a proper gap. I would like more incremental gaps, frankly. I think this should be just everyone on their own time gap. Like, you literally get, it's timed like a TT. It should be timed like a TT in an uphill sprint.
#BringBackGaps.
Bring back gaps. And Who's on the wrong side of that? A lot of GC riders. Riccatello, Tuckwell, Nordhagen, Almeida.
Gull.
Yeah, I mean, that goes out saying. Ormazel, Weedar, Kian, who crashed today. Hater loses 31 seconds, so that's red gone. Anyone else?
Londa's on a minute 41, so he's out of GC. Which gives him some freedom for tomorrow, maybe?
Yeah. So yeah, in terms of GC, that's pretty impactful. The guys that made it, Pogačar, obviously, Johannes and Tullet, those sort of punchy guys. Roglic, no issues. Enric and Carapaz, no problems. Pablo Torres, 23rd. Vine made it. Koos made it. Skelmoser made it. But 18 seconds is like, that's the thing. Guys will scrap and claw for 18 seconds in a mountain stage. But you just lose it on a sprint stage today.
Was a good stage, though. I enjoyed the final. Like, Vuelta often has these stages where the last 4K is really good. The Godu stage last year was a good one, for example. It was a class finish, so I do enjoy these. Obviously, if you watch the entire stage, then that's partially on you because it's not even on broadcast. So you need binoculars by the side of the road to make that happen. And if you're that far into the sport of cycling, then that's why you're probably watching Lanterne Rouge Cycling Podcast. But if we take a look at GC itself, Patrick, then Pog has 9 seconds on Van Aert, so it's still open, so to say, with Brennan on 10 seconds, so Visma 2-3. And Bizio in 4th place. Whew. He had a good time trial too, Irina, right?
Yeah, Bizio top 10 in the TT. I think, but yeah, let's look at tomorrow's stage in respect of that. We have 174 kilometers from Grison Aude to Font Romeu, up to 2,000 meters altitude. We start at sea level, though, on the coast. I don't know the wind conditions, but we have 130 kilometers of flat. The intermediate sprint, not for bonies, for green jersey points, is at Villefranche de Conflans, 130 k's in. And as we're heading west towards Font Romeu, where it's like an altitude center for the French, like, Institute of Sport. They have they do like altitude camps for the national federations there of various sports. And then it gradually goes up to the Col de Mont-Louis, 19 Ks, 5%, up to 1,500 meters. It's pretty regular, frankly. All the Ks are between 5.5% and 6.5%, pretty much. Then a short plateau and descent of about 6 kilometers. And then they do the Font Romeu 10 Ks, 5%, up to 2,000 meters. That's also even more regular. Every K is 5 to 5.8%, and the last K is 4.4%. It really depends on the attitude of UA. Of course, they can control. Pogačar can win the stage, uphill sprint. This is like, if I had to do a comparison, I know it's not identical, but the length of climbing, it is quite a long time on the pedals, is Jebel Jais, and Pogačar won that head of only a few years ago. Do UA want to go for it? I don't know. But
if they control, then it's Pogačar.
Yeah. I think only it's a really good finish for him. It's a good finish for Fischer Black.
Peak Roglic.
Who else punchy? Bizio.
Matthew Brennan.
Tullet. Nah, I think it's too hard.
Slightly too hard.
It's too hard, yeah. Because if UA go for it, they'll make it hard on the uphills.
I'm just a bit scared of the fact that it's a flat start because it's hard to form an uncontrollable breakaway. So if UAE is really set out on, well, that's the thing, because UAE sometimes just has like the thought process of let's the break form and then try and control it on a minute regardless. But they don't have that bullet level control team either at this Vuelta.
Like they don't have Pollard well, and so I would say the flat start poses potential issues for them if the right break can form, which is a huge if. But the guys I'm looking at, Buitrago,
Raul
Garcia Piano, and Castrillo, write them down. They will be in the breakaway. Those two.
Did anyone lose time?
Yeah, but that's the thing. Does Pog? Is he going to give away red? Because most people are still on a minute and a half.
Andreas Leknesund. There's a bunch of riders, Patrick.
Bilbao. Vermark is on UA.
I like Leknesund, but
Yeah, Leknessund's a good shout for this.
especially for like a yellow jersey after stage 3 vibe.
Ivan Romeo.
Half of Movistar is what you're basically
The
saying.
Movistar will be in the break. They've got to be in with 2 guys.
X with half their team.
X, Garofoli and Zana. They're good ones for quick step. Glogue. Yeah, I don't know what shape Glogue is in, but I would say Glogue is actually very, very good for this finish. I know he's on and off, but he's very, very fast. Uphill. Langolotti, I already said. Labrosse. Is Bizio a serious GC guy, or can he sneak in and no one cares?
I think his goal is top 10 at this Vuelta, yes.
But is anyone scared of him?
I don't think so. But just because no one is scared of them doesn't mean that they will escape the traditional mindset of, because I'm going for GC, I'm going to stay in the peloton kind of vibe.
People take themselves too seriously.
Yeah.
So, yeah, X always go in. I'd love UAE to just let...
Kemna?
I'd love UAE to let Kevin Vermarker have a go at it, you know?
Peak Leonard Kemna would be in this break.
Yeah, Leonard Kemna would attack just over the top of the long climb onto the flat section, TT away from you, and then you're Dunsky.
Who are you picking?
I'm picking... We're doing no POG rule. The people have spoken. They do not like us just going for the favorites. It's really boring.
Midway the tournament, changing the rules is what I hear.
Well, we can do it like that, but we're not doing just POG.
I don't care about this tournament as much, so it's fine for me.
Yeah, so we're going anti-POG.
The Vuelta is the least prestigious prediction contest in the world anyway, you know? Even if you win, Patrick, putting the excuses right.
I figured out how we can do it, that you get credit for long shots. So if they
don't make it too complicated.
No, you get like the credits of their odds. So I'm going Marcel Camprubi.
Yeah, but you're an odds guy. I don't give a fuck about betting.
No, I'm going Glogue.
Okay.
Glogue.
I'm happy for you. I'm
Camprubi and Glogue are really good for this.
Yeah, that's why you're picking them. I'm going for Pablo Castrillo.
That's a great shout. Yeah. It's
please I can easily pick only and then be non-POG the second in the peloton, so to say, hypothetically.
No,
but
he didn't win.
Just because I'm saying this doesn't mean I don't believe the peloton's not going to win, you know?
Benji thinks Pogačar's washed.
I think Pogačar's going to win tomorrow is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, we'll see.
But I'm picking, I don't even remember who I picked, but I'm picking the dude I just picked for the breakaway for the sakes of the contest.
I think Tulloch's going to step off POG.
I'm happy for you.
Pog should be glad Louis Beret ain't here.
Okay.
It was a great stage today. I hope we get a nice break battle, and I really want the Movistar lads to win tomorrow. They deserve it. Henok's a good shout. It's not being unfortunate. Sorry, I gotta move on.
If Tesfazion was here, Pat.
If Tesfazion was in, then Pog should definitely let the break win, so he didn't. Tesfazion from the wheel wouldn't be in.
You love not Nail Tesfazion.
You know how good he is?
He's a solid rider.
Solid?
Yeah.
I would say top 25 talent in World Tour. For sure.
Nah, I'm not having that.
You see his Milano-Torino pool, second Superga for 8 minutes?
Top 25 is pretty prestigious, Patrick.
Talent. I said talent.
How do you classify talent?
Exactly. It's just completely subjective and biased. So
you just made it up.
Exactly. So what are you going to do? Elsewhere, we did indeed have, just quietly, Nadal Tesfazion a nice 6th in GC at the Deutschland Tour. Would have been better if the Movistar lads pulled for him, but they didn't most of the stages, so he should have finished 4th, but that's how it is. Del Toro caught Bahrain napping yesterday, completely obliterated him, and took GC by the scruff of the neck. He countered Bahrain again today, but he got brought back by Quick-Step and the other sprint teams. Manier won, so I would say it was a very, very good race. The winners were of the stages, Del Toro, Bahrain, Magagnotti,
Yeah.
Perizzari,
Magagnotti, by the way, step up.
Yeah.
Like, we knew he was super talented. I swear, back in the Mallorca challenges, I was like confused because he had like a weird cadence in those sprints.
He's very unusual sprint style.
Yes, but he's so
He sprints
fast,
like
man.
Roglic, like where his hips, and it literally looks like Roglic. When he sprints,
I can see it a little bit.
Yeah.
By the way,
it's like a waddle.
I'm
It is
like a penguin.
He's super quick.
Talking about quick, if Markel Bellocchi wins tomorrow, I'm gonna be so salty I didn't pick him, because that's the guy I would have picked if I didn't pick Astrio.
I don't think he's explosive enough. It's only 5%.
Well, yeah, needs to drop. Well, Fuga somewhere.
Oh my god, I am so stupid.
It can't change anymore.
We can't change. I've moved on to Germany. Valentin Parry-Pantra cannot be beaten on this finish. He
Fisher
cannot.
Black?
No, he won't go on the break. He's too close in GC. VPP, literally unstoppable. And anyway, in terms of GC, Del Toro wins another stage race.
Pantra lost 5 minutes today.
Yeah, because he knows what he's doing. So he doesn't get caught in the red jersey shenanigans that someone else will tomorrow, and so he can go for just the stage win optimization.
Also, exactly 5 minutes, by the way.
Yeah,
that's a skill.
Del Toro wins GC ahead of Bahrain and Hirschi. So another win for Del Toro. I don't know if he's doing what classics he's got on. I know he's doing Canada, but he might do Plouay as well. In the Renewy Tour, Jasper Philipsen won. And we can discuss the parkour of the Renewy Tour. A lot of crashes. I think this didn't have to happen like this. Like Philipsen wins, 3 stages? 3 stages. And the last stage in Leuven wins GC by 14 seconds. He didn't have to win GC.
Are you saying it's a failure on Lotto yesterday, for example?
I think Lotto didn't manage it particularly well.
As in, instead of having the lead work for Bergmoes, they should have used the lead to take bonus seconds away from Philipsen yesterday.
Well, first you've got it compounds on itself. So first you got the lead on the Moor. So let's say he closed 2 seconds. There's 2 seconds. Plus he could have taken away another. He could have made Philipsen close the gap and then sprint him and then Coy wins. And then that's another 6 seconds. So that's 8 seconds there. Remember, he loses by 14. So now we're on 6 seconds. Then you can then you have the finish yesterday, where I know they tried to set it up, but then you can also try to take bonies away from Philipsen at the finish. And then they didn't put the Geen kilometer in play today, where there's 9 seconds available. So it was possible to beat
the Geen kilometer?
The Geen kilometer, yeah. Because it's not a kilometer. So
I swear the name changed from yesterday to today, the way you pronounced it. Yesterday you called it the green kilometer.
It is no, of course it's the green kilometer, but I call it the not kilometer. The Geen kilometer. It's no kilometer because it's 1,500 meters.
It is a kilometer. We had this discussion yesterday. Sprint at 0, sprint at 500, sprint at a kilometer. The distance between the first sprint and the last sprint is a kilometer. You're just counting the run into the first sprint.
Yes.
Why?
Because there's a little banner that says like lead out starting.
No. There's no banner that says here is where you should start your lead out.
Anyway, it's 320 UCI points for Bergmoes. He wins the stage. He comes second. It's a great result. Don't get me wrong. But I don't think Philipsen had to win. Philipsen does, because also like Philipsen was full gambling, not reacting on things. It could have been possible in the stage of Leuven today.
You're saying Roodhoff network strikes again?
I think UAE had the right idea and no one really wanted to work enough with them.
You're saying the inverse of the Roodhoff network doesn't cooperate well enough.
I think people use Florian Vermeersch and literally like, oh, well, just pull me to the finish then. But no, you need to relay with him if you want to keep the gap he's done all the work creating for you. And people just sit on Vermeersch. So Philipsen wins the stage ahead of Mozzato, Turnison third. Fiorelli missed out on the bonies, but he would come 5th in GC, otherwise comes 10th. Coy third. Have they got to bring back a TT or a proper Walloon stage? Because this race is kind of mid right now.
If I speak, I'm in big trouble. My passport is on the line.
You're saying just straight demote it. What are you saying?
What I'm saying is that I actually don't give a shit about the Renewy Tour.
But it can be a nice week of classics racing, but they have
I sometimes feel like the Baloise of Belgium Tour is more fun to watch.
It is because they have some Walloon stages that are a bit...
Also, I'm sorry, the Leuven stage being the last one is a bit silly. Gerardsbergen should always be the final stage of the Rennui Tour.
Ah, yes, I agree.
Next to that, there should be a prologue.
Prologue, proper Walloon stage, Gerardsbergen, Leuven earlier.
Straight flat sprint, no fucking roundabouts or intersections in the last kilometer. Fully straight, big road, I don't care. That stuff. 3 times in a row, Gerardsbergen finish. Belgian UAE Tour.
Yeah, something like that. And elsewhere, we had Lloyd's Tour.
Punching, a punchy finish on the Ronde van Vlaanderen on the Ronsebaan. Just like the wide big road.
That's not bad. That's not
versatile
bad.
Sprint.
Yeah, because they have roads in Belgium that are wider than a horse cart. They just refuse to use them for a sprint finish. Lloyd's Tour of Britain Women. Kim LaCour-Pinard wins GC after destroying everybody on the uphill finish to Great Orme. Wiebes second, Lippert third. Wiebes, of course, won her 4th sprint of the week today. And what else? God, a lot of racing. Tour de l'Avenir. Spa fell, just the breakaway was messing around. They could have won today, but they didn't. Spa fell, broke away from the peloton, and that's a puncher. If we want to talk about punchers, Spa fell's a puncher.
I think we should just do like a little wrap up at the end of Avenir, like talk about it for like 10, 20 minutes and actually talk about who are like the riders that people can watch out for in the future once they evolve from here. Because Tour de l'Avenir is basically the Tour de France for babies, for the children that are growing up. And then the next step is those riders coming to World Tour and being the people on your screen. So Aubin Sparfel, for example, the Decathlon Dev team, most likely riding for Decathlon is my assumption next season then. Yes, for the next 2 seasons.
Bear in mind, Sykes won this race last year, and then this year, less than 12 months later, was contesting for the podium of the Tour de France.
By the way, Niels Driessen, the guy that's in the lead, Lotto messed up with him.
What's happening?
I think they waited too long with contacting him, and that's why they missed out on signing him for the next couple of years. I think there's some drama there.
Oh, really? Is that a little bit of Belgian insight?
I think there's a fight going on. Wow.
He's leading GC.
Yeah, I think they lost him. I think Lotto's lost him.
Damn.
I don't remember who I have to do my proper research on this.
No, I heard whispers of this too. Okay.
Pinarello, I think.
Really?
Am I inventing that? I swear there was a Pinarello rumor. Turns professional with Pinarello Q36.5. Bam! My head works.
It's announced.
Or is it reportedly Benson? Set to swoop him. Okay. So, unofficially announced.
Okay. That's all from us today. Thanks for listening as always. We'll be back tomorrow with the Jebel Jais of the Pyrenees. And until then, ciao, ciao.